Welcome to Bite at a Time Books, where we read you your favorite classics one bite at a time. My name is Bree Carlile, and I love to read and wanted to share my passion with listeners like you. You can sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. You'll also find our new t-shirts in the shop, including podcast shirts and quote shirts from your favorite classic novels. Be sure to follow my show on your favorite podcast platform so you get all the new episodes. We're part of the Bite at a Time Books Productions Network. If you'd also like to hear what inspired your favorite classic author to write their novels, and what was going on in the world at the time, check out the Bite at a Time Books Behind the Story podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Today we'll be continuing Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Chapter 6, Res Ingusta. That evening left Marius profoundly shaken, and with a melancholy shadow in his soul. He felt what the earth may possibly feel. At the moment when it is torn open with the iron, in order that grain may be deposited within it, it feels only the wound. The quiver of the germ and the joy of the fruit only arrive later. Marius was gloomy. He had but just acquired a faith. Must he then reject it already? He affirmed to himself that he would not. He declared to himself that he would not doubt, and he began to doubt in spite of himself. To stand between two religions, from one of which you have not as yet emerged, and another into which you have not yet entered, is intolerable, and twilight is pleasing only to bat-like souls. Marius was clear-eyed, and he required the true light. The half-lights of doubt pained him. Whatever may have been his desire to remain where he was, he could not halt there. He was irresistibly constrained to continue. To advance, to examine, to think, to march further. Whither would this lead him? He feared, after having taken so many steps which had brought him nearer to his father, to now take a step which should estrange him from that father. His discomfort was augmented by all the reflections which occurred to him. An escarpment rose around him. He was in accord neither with his grandfather nor with his friends, daring in the eyes of the one. He was behind the times in the eyes of the others, and he recognized the fact that he was doubly isolated, on the side of age and on the side of youth. He ceased to go to the Café Musain. In the troubled state of his conscience, he no longer thought of certain serious sides of existence. The realities of life do not allow themselves to be forgotten. They soon elbowed him abruptly. One morning, the proprietor of the hotel entered Marius's room and said to him, "Monsieur Courfeyrac answered for you." "Yes, but I must have my money." "Request Courfeyrac to come and talk with me," said Marius. Courfeyrac having made his appearance, the host left him. Marius then told him what it had not before occurred to him to relate, that he was the same as alone in the world, and he had no relatives. "What is to become of you?" said Courfeyrac. "I do not know in the least," replied Marius. "What are you going to do?" "I do not know." "Have you any money?" 15 francs. "Do you want me to lend you some?" "Never." "Have you clothes?" "Here is what I have." "Have you trinkets?" "A watch." "Silver?" "Gold. Here it is." "I know a clothes dealer who will take your frock coat and a pair of trousers." "That is good." "You will then have only a pair of trousers, a waistcoat, a hat, and a coat." "And my boots." "What, you will not go barefoot? What opulence!" "That will be enough." "I know a watchmaker who will buy your watch." "That is good." "No, it is not good. What will you do after that?" "Whatever is necessary. Anything honest, that is to say." "Do you know English?" "No." "Do you know German?" "No." "So much the worse." "Why?" "Because one of my friends, a publisher, is getting up a sort of an encyclopedia for which you might have translated English or German articles. It is badly paid work, but one can live by it." "I will learn English and German." "And in the meanwhile?" "In the meanwhile, I will live on my clothes and my watch." The clothes dealer was sent for. He paid 20 francs for the cast-off garments. They went to the watchmaker's. He bought the watch for 45 francs. "That is not bad," said Marius to Courfeyrac on their return to the hotel. "With my 15 francs, that makes 80. "And the hotel bill?" observed Courfeyrac. "Hello, I had forgotten that," said Marius. The landlord presented his bill, which had to be paid on the spot. It amounted to 70 francs. "I have 10 francs left," said Marius. "The deuce!" exclaimed Courfeyrac. "You will eat up 5 francs while you're learning English and 5 while learning German. They'll be swallowing a tongue very fast or 100 sous very slowly." In the meantime, Aunt Gillenormand, a rather good-hearted person at bottom in difficulties, had finally hunted up Marius's abode. One morning, on his return from the law school, Marius found a letter from his aunt and the 60 pistoles, that is to say, 600 francs in gold in a sealed box. Marius sent back the 30 louis to his aunt with a respectful letter in which he stated that he had sufficient means of subsistence and that he should be able thenceforth to supply all his needs. At that moment, he had 3 francs left. His aunt did not inform his grandfather of this refusal for fear of exasperating him. Besides, he had not said, "Let me never hear the name of that blood drinker again." Marius left the Hotel de la Porte Saint-Jacques, as he did not wish to run in debt there. Thank you for joining Bite at a Time Books today, while we read a bite of one of your favorite classics. Again, my name is Bree Carlile, and I hope you come back tomorrow for the next bite of Les Miserables. Don't forget, you can sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. And while you're there, check out our t-shirt shop. You can look in the show notes or on our website, biteatatimebooks.com, for the rest of the links for our show. We'd love to hear from you on social media. You can find us everywhere at Bite at a Time Books.